this going, shall we? Hello, my name is Commissar Hecht, and welcome to another edition of Warhammer Painting. I know I've been painting a lot, and I know I've neglected some of the other series, but a lot of it is because I have been busy. These last few weeks have been very, very busy, unfortunately, and we only, obviously we only saw the what's it called, we've only we only streamed a little bit over these last few weeks. If I'll actually look at my studio, if I can find it. Studio, there we go. Let's see, the last time I live streamed was the 27th, so, 3 days ago. When it was a Warhammer painting session, but the last time I streamed, like Monster Hunter, was almost 15 days ago, actually more than 15 days ago. And then the Empire was more than 15 days ago. So I know I've been neglecting some of the other series and all that stuff, but my hope, right? My hope and wish is that I get some more painting done, because realistically, I want to be able to, um, uh, what's it called, get some painting finished, right? Or get some more models finished, because this is a revamp project of my guardsmen. And I've got this artillery piece I need to get done. I've got this artillery piece that needs to get done, right? This artillery team. So once I'm done, finish this, I gotta finish this. that way I've got some. That way I got two, right, artillery teams that need to be taken care of. Um, and then while I'm doing that, hold on, I'm just populating the promotions for the chat. For the Emperor's will, the Imperium dream, ring out in their streams. There we go. So, I gotta get that squared away. Hmm, interesting, sorry. Just trying to think of what else I'm trying to do. Ooh. Oh, okay. Go figures. Okay. But yeah, we got to finish this, and we got to finish, and then we got to make this. And the trick between both of these pieces, right, is I'm not going to be using the Death Corps of Krieg infantry like the models here. I'm going to be using them on a different set, but I'm going to be using them on the field ordnance guns, right, and have a set of that, right. So when I do play Krieg, I can at least have that. But these guys are going to be my Terrans, which are these guys, obviously the Cadian body if it wants to zoom in, come on, focus. There we go. The Cadian body with the Scion berets, right? Oh, excuse me. And do that. And then once that's done, we get um, we'll get more stuff, you know, or not more stuff, but we'll be done with at least the artillery side, and then we do the basilisk, and then the manticore missile batteries and all that stuff. And then we'll be done with all the artillery, because really we only need like two manticores and one more basilisk, just to round out like the options of like the artillery that I want. And then because I've already got two field ordnance, I'll probably get one more and do the bombast guns, because the other field ordnance batteries are direct fire, and that's like kind of whack. Um, I mean, I get the lost guns are direct fire, but I kind of need like IDF. I found out that in this particular edition, IDF is like fucking key. Um, because field ordnance guns are just, yeah, field ordnance batteries are unfortunately kind of like, the bombast is indirect, which is nice, but the Malleus rocket launcher is direct fire weapon. Right now, it's good because it's 6d6 heavy, and it's blast, which is nice, but it's only strength 6 minus 1 damage. So like, yes, in theory, two of them can wipe out a squad of 12, right? Or a squad of 10, right? Because you got to figure, okay, it's ballistic skill 5, but if it doesn't move, it's ballistic skill 4. And then let's say you roll low on both the dice, so you only get 8 shots apiece, right? Instead of 9 shots, right, which is average. So you'll have 18 shots. Half of those are going to miss. Okay. Which would make it 9. And then if you're fighting anything higher than toughness 4, half of those are going to wound. Toughness 4, 75% of those will wound. Or sorry, not 75%, but instead of half, it'll be like 60% will wound, because it's only a D. It's only 3 plus. So 9, we'll call it, for 60. We'll say 5 wound, and then so 5 damage to whatever models. And if it's Space Marines, good fucking luck. So it. Maybe I'll do a set of Malleus's if I'm really feeling spicy, but it's all IDF, baby. Like, IDF is king, especially in because you can park it anywhere, right? As long as it's blocking, as long as it's being blocked by line of sight, you can park it anywhere and reach out and touch whoever you want to touch. And that's the beauty of the siege artillery, right? Is that this is a strength 12 gun. You know, most tanks, for the most part, are toughness 12 or 11. Some are toughness 13, but it's few and far between. So you're going to be hurting most tanks and most monstrous creatures. So it's a good it's a good bit, right? It's definitely a good investment to have IDF on the field. That's why I use my Basilisk, and my Basilisk can shred infantry. But okay, I'm gonna need the one doing this. This guy, because this guy is going to be sitting on top of that, because that guy is directly correlated with this dude, I think. But we gotta dry fit it. We have to dry fit it. We gotta test it first. Now, normally I would build and then paint and then prime, but because we do not have necessarily that luxury, because we're kind of kit bashing two kits in order to get this to where we want it to be. We're gonna have to mix a magic. But anyway, I hope everyone's having a good day. Hope people are getting stuff that they want done. I was going to film earlier today, but I wanted to spend time with family before I go to Boston, because I am going to Boston to celebrate a wedding of my friend, my longtime childhood friend. I'm so excited that he's finally getting married. I'm so excited that he found somebody. It's always good to celebrate, to have a reason to celebrate with people. This will actually be the first wedding of my friends I was able to go to, because the last few, unfortunately, I was either on the other side of the damn world, or I was no, I was on the other side of the other damn world. Yeah, kind of a bummer, but you know, it happens. It happens. All right, so that, and then we got to look at kind of what I want to do. So that one's standing, but I want that one that's doing this. Which would be the other leg. Eight. Tune in on Am I Doing This Right? We'll find out if the Commissar is actually doing what he's supposed to be doing. $79.81. Hang on. This doesn't look right. Something's not adding up here. $79.81. Hang on. Why? Something's not right. Winds in the east. About to begin. 2A and 2B. Okay. Let me make sure I've actually got the right model, because that would suck. C. B2. Did I dork this up? Find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Well, those are the two gun carriages. I hope I didn't dork this up. I really hope I didn't dork this up. Well. Really hope I didn't dork this up, because that would really suck if I did. Okay, it looks like I didn't, which is I'm happy about, but I'm going to be very upset if I screwed this up, and I'm shorting myself an artillery crew. 'Cause that would be a bummer. That would be no bueno. If you don't hear, Yarrick is snoring like a freight train. There's nothing like the unmitigated sound of a German Shepherd that is just carefree. So it does work. All right. Glad we could clear that up a little bit. Let's glue him together a little bit. Oh man, don't tell me I don't. Uh-huh. I got my hand locked and then I screwed this up. God damn it. All right, cool. So that one's done. Oh, sorry. I had to pull this back. I was too focused on getting him together. All right. Next one is going to be this guy, this sergeant. And like I said, hopefully I managed to pull this off um, so it looks natural. It looks like they're supposed to be here and not the Krieg. Which I don't get me wrong, I do love the Krieg, but I've got this. For those of you that don't know, I have this established aesthetic already, and I really want to make sure that I nail this thing. So that's my goal. Nipped a little bit of the boot. That's okay. I can't really trimmed just a tiny bit. That's okay. That's all right. Fixable. If it is not necessarily fixable, but you know what I mean. It's like that's okay. good thing about making, about the glue that we're using, the Gorilla Glue we're using, is that it's really good at doing some cover-ups. If I dork it up a little bit, shouldn't be too terrible. All right, there's that. And then worst case scenario, I just paint over it. No big deal. No big deal. No skin off my back. All right, 81. Here we go. Perfect. Like I said, I just paint over it. A little bit of glue to fix it. And then we're good to go. It's not a big, not a huge deal, not a huge mistake. Which in my mind is a pretty damn good win. Pretty damn good win. Ah. Oh, yes. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, and it looks natural. Oh, I like it. Oh, and it looks so clean. It looks natural. Okay, all right. So, this is what I was worried about, right? So, I'm going to show you right here. Okay, I'm going to show you right here because it just looks so clean. All right, so we're just going to put this down. So, this guy, right, he's got his leg up. Now, normally, this particular Cadian model, right, is his leg is up and it's perched on an ammo crate. Brought his knee up as if he's about to stand on an ammo crate, right? Or resting his leg on an ammo crate. So my worry is that it was going to be different height, right? Height for either case. But if you just put him right there, I know you can't see it because it's black on black, but let me just rotate it this way. Maybe you'll see the natural light. A little bit, a little bit. But it fits, right? We'll do this side too, right? Well, if I can get him to cooperate. Okay. He does fit, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. He does fit. See if I can't go up right. Yeah, there we go. Right there. Ah, oh, it's fucking beautiful. See? It's perfect. It really is perfect. Let's try and do that. It's not gonna do it. But it is perfect. He fits. It looks natural. Oh man, that makes me happy to no end. Perfect. All right, so now that's taken care of. All right, we got. Hmm. Anyway, that looked perfect. That looked near perfect. So I'm super excited about that. Okay. All right. Okay. Because the only downside about this, about the artillery crew, right, is for the ordnance field batteries is that one of them is sitting down, which is kind of a bummer. So we got ourselves a loader, and a guy covering his hands. But I think we can kind of cheat because, and this is where we have some a little bit of a creative license, right? So if you look, the Death Corps of Krieg, yes, they have different shoulder pauldrons, um, and the costume's a little different. But what I think we can do, but it's tabbed. Damn it. See, but they've got this shell. And it's almost the same size. Maybe a little smaller. Hold on, we're gonna see. Oh, maybe not. It's not. Ooh. It isn't. It is not the same. It is not smaller. It is the same size. Well, I'll be damned. Well, that makes me very happy. So we can get away with it. We can get away with. I love it when a plan comes together. I really do. So we can get away with one of them loading a shell. And the other one can be kneeling in the for the other field ordnance gun, right? And then the only thing that we have to do is make a Cadian, right? The only thing we have to do is make a Cadian. What's it called? Acadian sitting down, or not sitting down, but instead of sitting down, standing here and hitting the button, which I think it'll be this guy right here. It'll be this guy right here that's sitting down and hitting the button. I think that's what he will be doing. Is he's going to be the one hitting the button, and then maybe we have Acadian. Oh, but now we don't have two, unless we have. Damn it! I just realized my problem. I can have one standing. Question is that is the other one, is the Krieg standing on the. Hold on, I gotta look at this. Yup. This is the trickier part of kit bashing, is trying to make sure that the models look organic as you're putting it together. So that guy's stepping up. Damn. Yeah, that guy's stepping up, whether he's holding a toolbox or whether he's holding an artillery shell. Maybe I can have him to the side, or like grabbing it and moving it up to, moving it up to the case. Yeah, because I can have one of them. Yeah, that one's standing and about to press the button. He's not, his knees are a little bent, but that one's standing about to press the button. This one is right here. He's like the forward observer. So I could have him going like, I could have someone with binos. Because it's either him pressing the button, or it's either him with the binos. Yeah. And then this guy, that guy has binos. Or he's got his lost gun. So instead of him because he's looking at the computer screen. He's doing this to the computer screen. Okay, so instead of him pressing the button, because we can also have him with his loss gun out, right? And then we have one guy coming up, loading the ammo, and then this guy is standing, pressing the button. So we got to do another standing Kriegsman, or Cadian, I should say. Decisions, decisions. How do we want to do this? Is the question. Because I love kit bashing. Don't you dare get me wrong. I love a good kit bash. It's just making it look authentic. Making it look like it fits. That's why it's kind of hard. Because there's some amazing kit bashers out there that will blow your goddamn mind. You know, they have no right to being as good as they are. Oh, but he is squatting, so maybe it'll work. So 64, 63, and 65, 66. Okay. So what do we got? We got 66, 65, so we're going to trim those out, and then I think I see 64 and 63. Yeah, okay, so they're at least by each other a little bit, which is fine. Which is good. Again, you always, when you want a kit bash, you always want to be creative. And then, of course, if you make mistakes, hey, it's a kit bash. It sometimes kit bashes don't work the way you want it to, but it's at least good. At least you tried, right? Like that's the biggest thing about this hobby is that you try. You need to try, right? Whenever you get into Warhammer 40K, whenever or really any hobby, but in this particular case, whenever you get into Warhammer, right, or any hobby, try. Just get caught trying. Get caught trying to do the best that you can do. Because that's all that anyone can ever ask, right? If you find a hobby that you really like, get caught trying to experiment and pushing your boundaries, right? And if things don't work out, hey, at least you tried. At least you did something. Because not doing anything, right, to improve your circumstances, whether it's your hobby, whether it's your job, whether it's life, you know. Oh, man. And it's stuck on my finger. Damn it. Ah! Move the camera up so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to put together a leg. Oh, there's the cap. Oh, man. I think maybe I should have put on the torso first before putting the legs together. Probably should have been the move. But it's okay. We learn together. We're gonna learn together. This is like the second time I put together, or sorry, not the second, fourth time I put together the field ordnance battery, and I feel like I always screw up this part. Oh, God. Because the legs are apart. Let me because the legs are apart, they're super finicky. Let's do the stand test, see if he actually stands. He kind of does. He kind of does. He kind of stands, which is, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Let's just hope that putting his torso on is not going to be a nightmare. All right, so 64 and 63. That's the real trick. There's that one. I hope everyone who's watching has had a good day today. I really do. And if you haven't had a good day, I really hope that, whatever slump that you're going through ends soon. I mean, a lot of days, good, bad, or indifferent, right? Everything is transitory, right? As my father always says, everything's transitory. You're gonna have good days, and you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have famines, and you're gonna have feasts. And but my hope is that if you're in the middle of your rough and hard times, that they don't last, and whatever difficulties or sufferings you are going through, that they don't last, and that the good times are right around the corner. And that is my hope. That is my hope for everybody. Life is challenging. Life can always be challenging. Life can always be difficult. But I hope that whatever you're going through, you go through it, you learn from it, you develop healthy, right, healthy skills, and then you move forward from it. There we go. It looks a little janky, but I think we can paint over that and make it work. You know, I mean, what I mean by a little janky, it means that he's like kind of lopsided. But I mean, if you're carrying a heavy ass shells, you'd be a little lopsided too. But hey, like I said, nothing a little paint can't fix. Yeah, ooh, should be fine. Should be fine. All right. And now we got to do the other one. 39. Good evening, Commissar. Good evening, Space Wolf Skaven. How are you? So we got 40 and 49, but we don't, like I said, we're not looking for the guys that are sitting down. That is not who we are looking for. We are looking for the guys that are standing up. Okay, so it's 60, 55, 61, and 62. That's for the guys kneeling. Guten Morgen. What we're still doing, plodding along with these Paragon war suits. The next, my next big night is in the mail. So there is that to look after too, after the suits and the Sisters of Battle. I'm booked for a month, I swear. Well, it's good. It's good that you have a pile of opportunity. It's good that you have a pile of opportunity to explore. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was being quiet. I'm sorry, my dear. Good night, my love. My wife is telling me that I was a little loud. So I have to be a little more quiet. But yeah, so it's always nice to work with your pile of opportunity. Okay, so we're looking at 60, 65, sorry, 60, 59, 61, 62. I think that's what we're going to be doing. I think that's what we're going to be doing. So there's 60, 59. Hatten Sie schon Kaffee? Magazine Croissant The Do mit etwas Marmelade? Uh, so no, it's nighttime here. Hello, Mark. How are you? It's nighttime here, so there's no coffee or croissants with marmalade, unfortunately. Um, uh, my it's 22:14 here in California. Uh, but if you're asking what I normally have for breakfast, it's normally eggs, bacon, and tea. I'll have eggs, bacon, tea with a little bit of bread and toast. That does sound amazing, though. It does sound amazing. It really does. I actually I do love I do love a good chocolate croissant, uh, chocolate au bon pain. Um, I love that. But if I was gonna have a chocolate, croissant, I would do. I would probably have yogurt with it. Realistically, I'd probably have like a yogurt with blueberries or strawberries. And I don't think I would do eggs with a chocolate croissant. Maybe, maybe some bacon, but it's pretty rich to begin with. But hey, Mark, how have you been? I hope you've been well. Did you PCS recently? I can't. I know we were. I know you were up for orders soon, but I just wanted to make sure that you did PCS, and if you did, how did that go? Nope, not until next year. Okay, all right. Where are you looking for? Are you looking to go back to um? Are you looking to go back to Washington, or are you trying to go East Coast? Or I think we were talking about Alaska. I can't remember. I knew we talked about a lot. Oh man, great question. I have no idea. I have only one tour left, but I would love to go back to Alaska. Ah, okay. All right. Yeah, this particular station might be my last tour, to be quite honest, because like I said, I've only got 4 years left until I hit my 20, and then after that, it's pretty much optional, unless they award me with Master Sergeant. Um, in which case, I'd probably work another, I don't know, let's see, if they give me Master Sergeant, depending on when they give me Master Sergeant, or I earn Master Sergeant, quote unquote, I should say. Um, let's see, if they do that, I'll probably work until 21 to 23, right, years in. No more than that, because realistically, I don't think I'd make senior first go around, unless I have like an absolutely banger year where I'm just grinding. But that's it's pretty exhausting. It's quite exhaustive work, particularly if you want to be recognized. And from what I've been told by a lot of master sergeants, is that you have to have two solid reporting years of your EPB and EPR, or sorry, your EPB before and get stratified twice. Yeah, basically do high three and get out. Yep, and that's basically the plan. Um, Plus, even if I did get Master Sergeant, right? So maximum for Master Sergeant is, I want to say it's 24, maybe it's 26 now. I think they moved it up, but you know, I don't think I'm seeing myself do 26. Oh, so for techs, it's like 22. And if anyone asks, well, why would you go further than 20 years? Uh, if you're so close on retiring, and the answer is to get the high three, and not just get the high three, but then you know you're so for those of you that aren't militarily inclined, um, in in all branches of the military, if you serve 20 years, the last 3 years of your paychecks, that's called your high three. If you rank up, right, and um, let's say you do, let's say you rank up, right, and you make the highest rank that you could make at that particular moment, right? For me, it'd be E7, right? At 20, if they played the joke on me and gave me Master Sergeant at 20 years, I would have to do all four to get the quote unquote the high three, and that's the last 3 years of your rank, because they average those last 3 years together, um, and then you get your baseline 50% pension. Now, um, if I made tech sergeant if I made master sergeant at 21, I may not get that quote unquote high three because I would put on Master Sergeant at one point in time, and then I would go into high year, 10 year, and then I would retire out, right? But the other bonus of going 20 years, right? Um, More than 20 years is that they add percentages onto your pension, right? So if you serve 20 baseline, your base pay is at 50%. They go off of your base pay at 50%. And that's your pension, right? You get add-ons like VA disability and all that stuff, and um, uh, you can qualify for that. But then once that's done, you get more than 50% after 20 years, which is nice. What is it like? Two and a half a year? Yeah, basically it's two and a half a year. So if I do 24, I'm looking at two and a half at 21, two and a half at 22, which brings me to five, two and a half at 23, which brings me to seven and a half, and then two and a half at 24, which brings me to 60. That's 60%. So it's 60% of your base pay, right? And then it's your high three, right? If I just did 22 as a tech sergeant, I would get 55%. Okay, and it basically goes up to, I think it's like, oh god, a bot. Hold on, let me take care of that. Absolutely not. Let me hit the ban hammer on that. Go ahead and ban. Good night. Oh, I hate bots. It's the reason why the Emperor said that AI was terrible. Um, anyway, so you get that, if you did 30, right, at 24, you would be at 60. At 26, you'd be at 65. Um, at 28, you'd be at 70. And then at 30, you'd be at 75%. And then, of course, if you did 30 years, that's you're an E9, right? So you'd be making E9 base pay at 75%, which is not bad. Um, that's a good nest egg for a lot of people. It's quite a bit of money. So some people stay in for as long as they can. Just to make sure that they get that money. All right, so now we got the two guys that aren't the two Cadians that aren't standing or that aren't sitting down. Which is all well and good. And then, but if they do end up giving me Master Sergeant, right? If I end up earning Master Sergeant, right? I say give. You have to earn it, right? Um, it's not any rank within the Air Force, Army, Navy, Marines, Space Force, Coast Guard, any rank that you Cadia sits. Well, it's the gunners with the wheels. You don't need that here. Um, because it's a standing artillery piece, right? The crew is all standing; they're not sitting down. Um, so I've got the gun crew pretty much painted up, or not painted up, but put together. And then, do I have any berets kicking around? I thought I did. I want to say I did. I'm gonna have to dig through here to make sure that I've got some berets kicking around because if I do, jackpot. and I don't have to paint them. Oh, I do. Oh my God, holy crap. It's like I planned it. It's like I planned it. Fantastic. What else do I got? What else do I got? Oh, please show me. Please show me. Oh my God, yeah, I planned it. I got 5 of them. Fantastic. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it when I like future plan and not tell myself I'm future planning. So I'm like in the dark, kind of. Ah, that's always good. That's always a good feeling when you know you don't have to do as much work as you thought you did. It's always a good thing. It's what being an overachiever is all about. That you do so much work that you that you overachieve. But Commissar, sometimes that burns you out, and you've complained about that. Yes, you are right. You are absolutely right. Am I going to continue to complain about it? Yes. Is it going to stop me from overachieving? Nope. Oh, man. Oh, wow, we got a few heads. Oh yeah, these are the ones I didn't use because I wanted to maintain like the color ratio for all the you know, keep the balance within the variety of skin tones, because I don't like to monotone uh, every every guardsman. I don't like monotone armies unless it's like specifically a monotone army. Like for example, salamanders. Salamanders, it makes sense that they're monotone. Oh, but that makes me happy. That makes me happy. All right, so we got heads. How many heads do we have? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Really? We have 9? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Which means that it's almost a full squad, but we have 6. Oh, and then we can do a heavy weapons team. Or, no, hold on. We could do a heavy weapons team or a heavy weapons squad with 6, or we could do 2 field ordnance guns, which is what I need. Ooh. Decisions now. And then we have 3 left over, which can just basically go to regular infantry, which I definitely need more regular infantry. Do I have more berets? That is a question I do need to ask myself. Because if I have more berets, then we can move on with this, and I don't have to worry about cannibalizing further. Okay, we got him. And we got him. So we're technically at 11. Technically at 11. So if we're at 11, is that we could do have supposedly 12, but I don't think. Hold on. Now we gotta look. Because I don't want to. Oh, what's this? Oh, did I score the jackpot? I did. Hold on. Hold on. I think we're cooking. I think we got what we need. Those look like Las guns. They are. Sorry, folks, for like getting distracted, but I want to make sure I actually have. Oh, there we go. I want to make sure I actually have everything because it's hard. All right, so I got 11. I got 9 painted, which is good. That cuts down on some of the time. But then I've got 2 that are primed, and then I've got. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. So there's that. And another 8 is, I want to say, 24. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yep. Okay. Basic math is still basic math. And then who are you guys? Now I'm curious. So 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I think maybe we are in serious luck. Those are old Cadian heads, or Catachan heads for the old Cadian bodies. So I'm definitely going to need these for plasma gunners and all that stuff for the. Yeah, those are old Catachan. They're on the old Cadian bodies. Okay, alright. So I can't use these for the new ones, but I can use them for the old ones. So that one's going to be separate. But where are we at? We're at 32. 30. So we're at 32. I think I counted that one already, so I should have moved that over here. Again, sorry folks, this is like the boring part of the stream. I am trying. I want to make sure that I'm getting this right. That way I'm not screwing this up for everybody. 32. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Okay, I got 41 heads. Plus some old Catachan heads that would go on the old Cadian bodies before they got phased out. So, yeah, 41 heads. And then I've got 20 Cadians, 25 Cadians here. $25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Command squad, which would be 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Which would leave me 7 heads left. Not bad. Not bad. 7 heads left. That's not bad. And those 7 heads can be for the Hydroflag Cannon, the Basilisk, which would be 7, 6, 1, and then something else for these guys. I'd have to order more, but I'm almost done. I'm almost done. My God, I'm almost done. Wouldn't it be amazing if I finished my project? And then these guys, how many of these old styles do I have? 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. Okay, alright. So I got 17 of the old ones that I can work with. That can be shifted and changed and all that stuff. So 17. God damn. I am so happy that I worked that out the way that it did. Or 41 and then 17, which would bring me up to like 58. So almost 60 heads. And then of course I've got the other what's it called? The other scions, so any heads I don't use there I can cannibalize, which is, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, I'm super pumped about that. Super pumped about that. I'm really happy that that kind of worked out the way that it did. Yeah, I'm really pumped at the way that it did. All right. Okay, cool. Sorry. I was just looking to make sure that I. All right. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna paint these guys now that I've got them put together. I don't have enough, so I'll have to scrounge around another body. Which would actually make sense to use one of the older Acadian styles. Scrounge around another body to make the final team, but this one works. I'm kind of super excited that this works. Because can go here and have the lost gun pointed out. You know, I can just trim the sides really on that one. And then he can carry the shell because the shell is just different, which I'll do that next. And then the box can be right there for the shell. I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what we're cooking with. So we're just gonna move him right here. Actually, we're gonna move him over here, and we're gonna take these heads and put them back, just so I don't lose them. And we're gonna put them. Yeah, we're gonna put them. Let's not do it on the. Put them right here. Like I said, I've got them. I know where they are. I'm not gonna lose them. I really don't want them to be lost. That needs to get recycled because I don't need any more. I mean, they stopped making Griffhounds, so I can't build more with my kids, which kind of sucks because the Griffhounds were kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. You can go. Oh, hey, like I said, didn't want to lose any. What did I almost do? Lose some. There we go. So we got that. Actually, we'll put him right here for right now. Okay, and now we can focus on getting these painted up real quick. So we're gonna, actually, it's just gonna be over here. Oh, and I actually have a pattern for you. Okay, cool. Yeah, silver, yep, yada yada. Arrow pal should be proud. Oh, okay, cool. Alright. Whip out that good old Cadian green. Catajan green. Let me take some water real quick before we start this. Yeah, and these guys are just sitting down, which is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I'm actually really excited that this is working out the way that I want it to. Oh, I'm so pumped. Oh, I'm so pumped. Oh, I need to just make sure that actually lost guns are a part of the artillery team. Kills combat weapons. Lost gun, yep. Just needed to double check some stuff. There we go. Okay, cool. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that I was doing this right. Alright, cool. Always, especially when you're doing something experimental, always make sure that you're giving that you're making it correctly. right? Because you never you never want to work at something really hard and then end up screwing it up at the finish line, right? That's always something that, me personally, I try and avoid as much as possible. You know, screw ups are going to happen regardless, right? Screw ups are going to happen regardless. But if you can, you know, oh God, what's that old quote? Failing to plan is planning to fail. That kind of a deal. Preparing is, or yeah, failing to prepare is preparing to fail, something like that. Or failing to plan is planning to fail. You can interchange. So I am just making sure that what I'm doing is the right thing. Now, for those of you that are just curious why I'm going through all this rigmarole, just to do a small minor kit bash, aesthetic kit bash instead of just building Kriegsmen and all that stuff, is because I think it'd be really cool if the army was unified and actually looked like it was pulled from the planet that well, like it was pulled from where I want the background to be, which is Terra, right? And it would look really cool if they all had the same like costume outfit, or sorry, not costume but uniform outfit, and they weren't Kriegsmen, they were my brand of guardsmen, which is the Cadian body and the Scion beret and all that stuff. And I think it'd be really cool if I pulled that off, and it made, and it looked awesome, right? Oh, excuse me. Ooh, yawn. Trying not to yawn, but I am yawning. Um, so I think it would look really cool if that worked out the way that I want it to work out. Um, and then kind of once that's squared away, right? I can use the Krieg from the artillery team and turn those into Krieg for field ordnance guns. I'd only be able to do the one because I can't. I mean, if I buy more artillery teams, that's not. You can only field three. Number one, uh, and number two. Um, you know, Once you field those. Um, oh, excuse me, I'm going to yawn again. Buying more kind of defeats the purpose because these things are modular and you can switch them out. They're not fixed, right? You can switch them out with the other artillery pieces. Um, Now, you can't do that for the field ordnance teams, but you can do that for the artillery team. So, getting the two will satisfy having a Krieg unit with a field ordnance battery with the bombast guns, which is what really they would use, and then getting artillery teams for the Krieg, which it's fine using that. And now you have Krieg, right? I'll have the Krieg, and then I'll have my Terrans, right? Which will play similar to Krieg, but at least thematically they will match. You know, I'll just have a Krieg only, and then I will just have a Terran only, which is awesome. Makes my brain happy. hope everyone is having a good day. I really do. You know, I'm gonna need some tunes just so I can stay a little bit motivated and get this painting done. And now that we know what we're looking for, we don't need the Krieg book anymore. I mean, we will for the final Cadian that's standing, but that's, or the Terran, I should say. I'm using the Cadian bits, but it's going to be a Terran. Be right back. Oh, be right back. Or not right back now that we're here. Ah, that is the left. These glasses. I'm gonna hold on. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna clean these glasses and then I'll be able to paint and actually see what I'm doing. I gotta get new glasses. I swear. understood to go. There's a light. I see a fire in those demons inside. Wait for you. I will wait for you. Don't be afraid. Push me away. I will wait for you. I will wait. You light in your eyes. Peace are by your side. I'll see your fire and those demons inside. I will wait for you. Wait, I will wait for you. And light. See the waves. I'll be on the way. You're like. It's okay. Oh. This is better when we reach the other side. Oh, don't see you if you miss there's a light. I see you fighting those demons inside. I will wait for you, wait for you. Don't be afraid, it will push me away. I will wait for you, I will wait for you. I'd fill your eyes. Peers out here by your side. I'll see the fire in those demons inside. I will wait for you. I will wait. Don't ever world in your head, ever down you out. Oh, you don't need the phrase of the word ever bring you down. She's fighting the demons so you can breathe it out. I'll you'll see how I see you now. I see the light in those demons inside. I will wait for you. I will wait for you. Don't be afraid, I wouldn't push me away. I will wait for you. I will wait for you. Light in your eyes. Your peers I will hear by your side. I see you fighting those demons inside. I will wait for you. Wait, I will wait for you. Look in the mirror. It's like there was a void. You feel so soon up clearer. Of motions, I was afraid to say. Seek a word for it, over suddenly where it breaks. That's the thing is, I should have been over you. When you person becomes a proof. Little messed up when you're a little unwell. He understands you are going through hell right here, right this, right now. You are enough. When you are broken and bruised, this is enough. Human is a fixer, so worthy of love. This is right now. You are enough. So don't give up. The breath is picture. Find something in the reason. Social acceptance of self. You're forgiven. You have emotions that were photos to what people say. This is right. You blame. Those things, there's nothing now with you. I feel like truth. You're a little messed up, little unwell. Your body understands that you are going through hell. And here like this right now, you are enough. When you're broken and bruised, your death has been tough. Humanness that makes you feel worthy of love. Here as is right now, you are enough. Something that you're never gonna find. You're perfect, but your breast has left me blind. Every voices in your head just be kind. Here's something to remind you. When you're a little messed up, when you are a little unwell, and your body understands that you are going through right here, right this, right now, you are enough. You're broken and bruised, your past has been tough, even is something worthy of love right here, sis, right now, you are enough. So don't give up. I do love that song. It's a good song to remind you about, you know, to give yourself some grace when you're dealing with heavy, really heavy emotions. Speaking from experience, you know, it's, you know, going through therapy, there were definitely times where I would, my therapist would say, you're expected to, or you feel that you should give everyone else a chance, right? But not yourself. That you are unworthy of, whether it's redemption or whether it's, happiness, whatever the case may be. And particularly when, in my case, it was dealing with the fact that I couldn't help the refugees in Africa, um, who came across our base because law of armed conflict and like the base rules and all that stuff, like the standing orders that we were given. Um, it affected me greatly that an injustice was done, and I didn't know how badly, truly badly, it affected me until I started seeking therapy and help. Uh, so, and in the song, it's like, you're enough. You experienced something that was unnatural to, or an antithesis to who you are as a person, certainly to who I was as a person, and felt powerless about it and all that stuff. And it's sobering being in that situation. It really is. So tough being in that situation, tough being a part, being exposed to that, and knowing that you couldn't do anything about it, because you were following lawful orders, and while I felt a great injustice, and I still feel that a great injustice was done, um, you know, the reconcile portion, right? That healing portion that you go through, it takes a while, and I'm thankful that I went to therapy when I did, and I'm thankful that I did, and when she moved to mental health, I'm thankful that worked out. Um, so yeah, I still have a hard time giving myself the grace that I feel like I potentially deserve. Um, and even then, I doubt myself. But it's healing is a process. There are days you're gonna feel great, and then there are days you're gonna feel shitty, and then there are days where you're gonna have to learn to cope healthily, and then there are days where you regress back and feel terrible and all that stuff. So it's an ongoing process of improvement, and it's gonna suck and it's gonna hurt, but nothing worthwhile is ever easy, particularly when it comes to health, whether it's mental or physical or, you know, anything in between. So there's that. Good song, though. Get some. depths of the void, young men are deployed, where the precise never stream. With merry stand, with bolters in hand, drunken our enemy screams. Says the grown built, with so wide, onward we hurry his will. We stay very onward, the cosmic tide, manatees rest we fulfill. The sails of destruction, which would we reap, all for the blood in our seal. With much ever forward, the promise we keep, only to one shall we kneel. For the Emperor's glory, the Imperium's dream, hammers of justice ring out through their screams, filter of glover and chainsword and flame, all in the Emperor's name. Which every heretic blends them in flame, battered and broken we stand, but brothers are we, all one and the same, and by the word of one man. The ones of all ring, where I treat, misters are as that we owe. From the much of our warships to the strength of our fleet, justice rain down below. The Emperor's will, the Imperium's dream, hammers of justice ring out through their screams, smelters of glover and chainsword and flame, all in the Emperor's name. Shoulder to shoulder we stand, anxious enough for crusade. Oh, chasers shall fill on these lands, remember the pact that we made. For the Emperor's will, the Imperium's dream, hammers of justice ring out through their screams, rolters in glower and chainsword and flame, all in God Emperor's name. For terror, for glory, for all that we'd sworn, wretchedly spirited our enemies scorn. No German heretic blends them in flame, all in the Emperor's name. Oh, hello, hello, Stone. How are you? Yeah, you got me in you got me while I was in a singing mood. Today is Tag Arbeit, Labor Day. Very ironic. Well, I mean, our Labor Day is, I want to say, in September. Um, so I I'm working on the uniforms for these Cadians because, or this Terrans, I should say, because the next few days I'll be out of California and in Massachusetts celebrating a friend's wedding. So super excited about that. And I haven't streamed in a hot minute. I think the last time I streamed was on April 27th, and it was another painting one, but I felt like I didn't get a whole lot done, and I'm trying to get a whole lot done and chip away at my pile of opportunity because I really want to get that squared away. Yesterday I paid about $50 for basing materials, and this year's tank. Uh, Tag de Arbeit means day of work. Well, I mean, I figured that's what the direct translation meant. Our Labor Day celebrates the fact that um, unions got us the 8-hour workday, and then the weekends off. It's to celebrate, the unions winning against, corrupt corporate bosses and all that stuff. I think it was set by FDR, if I remember correctly. Maybe Eisenhower. Actually, hold on. When you're there, can you buy me a Boston Red Sox baseball? Absolutely, absolutely. I don't know where my Bo Sox hat is. I know it's around here somewhere. But yeah, yeah. I didn't know you were down like that. I didn't know you were down like the Red Sox. They were playing today. Actually, what's the season looking like? Now I'm definitely. Oh, we're second in the league. Oh, damn! The Toronto Blue Jays beat us. Son of a bitch. 6-7. Yankees are leading us by a game and a half. Son of a gun. I'm watching on the internet a few games. Well, in the American League, for those of you that are just curious, this is the non sequitur portion of a Warhammer stream. I am a huge Boston Red Sox fan. Well, I wouldn't say huge. I love my. Actually, I take that back. I've got a Red Sox shirt on my right, right over on this shoulder. I've got a Red Sox sweatshirt. I love the Red Sox. Um, I developed a love for baseball. I want to say it was in middle school, high school, somewhere around that area, and it was right around the time the Red Sox broke the curse uh, and won their first World Series. I was in high school at the time. Oh my lord! You want to talk about Party City when they came home with the trophy? Oh my god! But what I was gonna say was is that I love baseball. Baseball, it's a fun game. It's a fun game. It's a fun game to watch. Uh, in the American League, right now the Yankees are in the lead by a game and a half. So they got to lose a game. Actually, they got to lose two games for the Red Sox to be in the in the runner. Um, and then American Central League, the Detroit Tigers are up by a game and a half versus the Guardians. And then in West, the Mariners are up by two games against the Astros. And then in the National League, the Mets are up by 3.5 games against the Phillies. The Cubs are up by 2.5 against the Brewers, and then the Dodgers are up by a game and a half against the Padres. The American League is where the bigger, I think, the bigger named, uh, you know, baseball teams are. But then you have the American League where you go up against uh, everybody in the playoffs right before the World Series, and you go up against, and then the Northern, the sorry, not the Northern, the National League, they have their playoffs. And then when the Red Sox won their first World Series ever in 86 years, it was against the Cardinals, and that was a they were behind in Germany football. Wait, football American or football? Because like obviously you guys got some excellent football clubs like Bayern Munich and there was another one that I was thinking of. I Bayern Munich is like the one that uh, I revert to because that's oh god there was one other German football club I can I can think of. Oh, it's gonna bother me. They're like the opposition to Bayern Munich. It's like when you say Bayern Munich and that, or sorry, it's like in England when you say Liverpool versus Manchester United. Oh, it's gonna bother me. Yes, football or soccer in America. Okay, all right. Well, now Bayern is cash cow. I can't. Oh, I thought they were two. I thought they were the same team, Bayern Munich. I didn't know they were separate. Ah, okay. Maybe it's because they're always playing against each other. I thought they were. I thought when people would bring it up, right, when they would mention it, I thought it was uh, uh, the same team. Oh well, so shows how much I know about German soccer leagues. But yeah, basically the big rivalry within the American League is obviously the Red Sox versus the Yankees, right? And then I don't know if anyone else has like a huge rivalry. No, Bayern Munich is one team. I misspelled Bayern. Is a state. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was I wasn't talking out of my ass. Oh, you know. my lord. Whew. Why am I tired? Well, I know why I'm tired. It's almost midnight. I need to finish this stuff. Need to finish it. Or at least get the green on, for God's sakes. All right. 1-to-1 translation. Yankees go home. Yeah. Trust me. I look. I don't mind the Red Sox rivalry with the Yankees. I don't mind the history behind that rivalry. Um, I just also don't try. I try not to. I try not to play into it as much. But I definitely boo Yankees occasionally. If I like, if someone who I'm cool with, right, and I find out they're a Yankee player, then I'm like, and I trash talk them. But I don't just randomly trash talk Yankees fans. Which kind of threatens my quote unquote Boston Red Sox card. But I don't. I try not to, you know, try not to be too brutal. Oh God, my nose is so itchy because I want to sneeze. Yeah, I only trash talk people that I'm actually comfortable trash talking because like we have that rapport and respectful relationship. Yeah, some signs are saying no need to insult just because they're of their favorite team. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I figured that that was the reason. I mean, quite honestly, a lot of military bases I think are in the south of Germany, if I remember correctly. Um, so it's obviously Oktoberfest is like that. That's like the huge you know that's a huge event for that a lot of national people, international people can like pick out. Um, so like I get it, particularly if you're like trying to like pull away from like that national image of Oktoberfest and all that stuff. But or it's like you're like no, I'm not. We're not just like it'd be like for me, for the United States, it'd be like, oh, you're from the United States, so you must be from Texas. So I get that. I really do get that. So but it's like just well known. As my father was in Rhineland, I was also Southwest Germany. Ah, okay. Overpriced, lots of alcohol, corpses. Ah, I mean, I would love to go just the once, just to experience it. But I know it's super touristy, so like I get it. I get it. Franklin. Yeah, I'm not into that. Don't get me wrong. When I was younger, I'd probably be down for it and single, but nah, I'm not into that anymore. Hi, Bubba's. Try and get some sleep, Yorick. Sorry, Yorick is still awake. I'm trying to be kind of quiet so he can go to sleep. Just go there with your kids during the day. They can ride cars while you drink beer. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I get that it's, also family friendly, but yeah, I would love to I'd love to experience it just once. Broken heart, every day. Almost there getting this green done. Did you drink beer? I hope not Budweiser. That's terrible. No, I never. I like I said, I never went to Oktoberfest. I would love to go. Um, I think I told the story. My wife and I went to Munich, and we didn't know it was Carnival. Um, but while we were in Munich, um, we did drink a lot of Kolsch, which I'm assuming is similar, you know, in like brewing style is like Budweiser, quote unquote, but because it's like a light ale, if I or not like a light beer, if I remember correctly, a very blonde beer, if I remember correctly. Um, but no, my go-to is like a lager or an ale. I don't prefer IPAs. Um, I prefer ales or lagers. Actually, the thickest drink I've ever drank in Germany was a Dunkel. That was good. That was like super rich though. I don't think it was in Kolsch. I think it might have been in Ramstein. Tell me, do you know the beer advertisement where the story a man sings one word at a time? No, I don't. I don't know that one. I'm not familiar with that one. Weizen or Pils? I mean, I love Hefeweizen. Um, I don't think I've had a Pilsner, like a traditional Pilsner. Hold on, let me think about it. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I've had a Pilsner. Hefeweizen I've had, but but I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Yeah, I enjoy dark beers. They're very flavorful. They're super, super heavy, though. God, you could drink like two Guinnesses and be full for the rest of the day. Same with Dunkels. Dunkels are, oh my lord, it's like liquid bread. Skin is so dry. It actually was super hot today, but it was also like super windy, and there was a bunch of sand in the air, so I got sand blasted. I took a shower, but I felt like I still didn't get all the sand off. My skin's super itchy. In Germany, we only have water in the restaurant because in the menus because there has to be a drink that's cheaper than beer. True story. Oh, I did not know that. Yeah, I actually no. Now that I think about it, I don't think I ever saw like a soda or anything. I mean, I guess there were sodas, but like I didn't acknowledge it. There was one German uh, steakhouse that we went to. I love this stuff. Uh, yeah, there was one steakhouse that my wife and I went to while we were in Cologne. Um, and I was able to get tea there. Um, and it was lovely brewed tea. It was actually quite lovely. Of course, the hostess was a little. She shot me a look when I asked for it. Um, but it was quite lovely. And then I think on our last night that we were there, we went to some sort of some sort of guest house, like like diner ish. I don't know the exact word, but it was more of a traditional like German tavern, German inn, guest house, and we had Jägerschnitzel and we had Kartoffel. That was good. I didn't. That was the first time I've actually had grappa as like an alcoholic drink. Oh, that was rocket fuel, I'll tell you. That means you're insane. Kartoffel is potatoes, I thought. Did I not say that right? Did I screw up? My German sucks. Jägerschnitzel is very good. Oh, there might be a delay in the chat. I think there might be a delay in the chat, which is fine. Whoops. Yes, Kartoffel is potatoes. Okay, all right, okay. All right, I wanted to make sure that there wasn't too much of a delay in the chat. But yeah, no, it was the first time we had grappa, and oh, it was fucking rocket fuel. My God, it burned going down. Oh my Lord in heaven, it was gnarly. Oh no, you were saying I was insane for having grappa. Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know exactly what else we ordered, but Jägerschnitzel was so good, and the cream sauce, the mushroom cream sauce that came with it was top. Oh, so good. I've been trying to make it ever since. I've been trying to make it as authentic as I could. Oh man, it's so hard. It really is. It's a bit of a struggle, but so good. Oh, so good. I think I got everything. In my defense, I didn't necessarily. No, for having tea in a steakhouse. I mean, it was good tea. It was probably it was very decent tea. I feel like that maybe there were some wires crossed, but I enjoyed it. I liked it. It was delicious. It was very good tea. It had to be some upper class stuff. You know, had to be some top shelf tea, in my opinion, because it was so good. Oh, it was so good. It was just delicious. Oh, oh, tired. All right, it's almost midnight. We can press a little bit further, but like I said, I do have to get up and do other stuff tomorrow in preparation for um, my my flight to Massachusetts. So excited to celebrate my buddy's wedding. Dude is like super salt of the earth. Just a good guy all around. I'm glad that he found somebody to make him happy. I really am. I'm glad I could like I would have gone to all of my friends' weddings. I really would have, but out of everybody, definitely my buddy, because he and I were in uh, middle school. We were middle school friends. I mean, he went to Coolidge and I went to Parker, but um, he and I were like thick as thieves. Thick as thieves. Technically, kindergarten friends, actually. Elementary school friends. Or not kindergarten, elementary school. How long is my flight? Well, it's an overnight flight. But basically, leave. I leave Los Angeles at 9 o'clock, 9:30 at night, and I land in Boston at 8 o'clock in the morning. So theoretically, I have an 8-hour flight because 9 o'clock, or no. Hi, Quackamo. How are you? Hold on. Let me correct myself because I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. Oh no, sorry. 5:30 a.m. So if it departed at 9:20, so it'd be 12. So a 6-hour flight, roughly. 6-hour flight because it's going over time zones. Ah, it's not too much. realistically, because I'll be sleeping through most of it. Like, I give zero. Like, I will be out like a light. Now the flight back to Los Angeles, that one's gonna be a long one. The flight back's gonna be a long one. Because even though I leave at 6 o'clock in the morning ish, um, I'll land in Los Angeles at 10 o'clock, which means I'll be up for 6 hours ish, and then I gotta drive back to back to Edwards, which is at 10:30 at frickin' what's it called 10:30 in the morning in Los Angeles. That's mid that's end rush traffic for the morning, but it's about to start the lunch rush, and that's gonna be a gnarly day. And then I gotta get home, uh, shower, get ready, and then go. I think I'll have admin on my first day of work, so because I got to take care of the kids. Because my wife starts her new job. Yay! She starts her new job next week. I'm excited about that. I'm super stoked. All right. I gotta grab my coffee. I'll see you around. Well, thank you, Hairstone, for joining me. Quackamo, what have you been doing, my dude? You've been very quiet recently. By the way, I am gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Oh, a lot. Playing Warframe a lot. Too much. Oh, okay. Ah. Oh, Quackamo, I'm glad you can recognize when you're playing Warframe too much, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right, we're gonna do the arms for the shells. And then we need to do. Just trying to think of what else we're gonna do. It's, I've been grinding to get the MR 1617 so I can start using the new website. Ah, okay, all right. Yeah, that's the one thing. I mean, I think that's the one gripe that I have against uh, games like, oh, excuse me, Ugh, games like Dark Tide, Vermintide, Warframe, all that stuff, is that it's so grindy sometimes. I mean, and I get it, rightfully so, but Jesus, or yeah, or Space Marine slash, Left for Helldivers, is that it can be super grindy at times. Which again, I get it. Uh, but yeah, it's been um, there are some times where I'm just like, oh, just exhausting. Just trying to think what I'm gonna do. Okay, yeah. Because it's midnight. Warframe can be quite grindy, but honestly, if you have a friend helping you out, it's always much better. I don't have no one to play. I need to so. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, like, hopefully, like, the goal obviously is to get people, you know, get some Discord people, like, get some groups going to play those games for the community. Like, the bigger the community is, hopefully, the better, right? The quality of the community gets better, right, and all that stuff. Um, which is why I'm like trying to host the movie nights and all that stuff. Speaking of which, we will do a movie night probably when I get back. Um, it'll probably be Andor, because oh my God, Andor is fucking phenomenal. If no one's seen it, you should see season one. See season one. But if you don't want to see season one, you kind of want to just see the current season. It does a decent job recapping, but it is so good. Oh my God, it's so good. Oh man, it's scratching every itch that I've wanted in a Star Wars. You know, super down to earth. And I know there are people that are like, "Oh, there's no Jedi in it." You don't need Jedi. You don't need Jedi to make it a Star Wars. You didn't need Jedi to make it a Star. I mean, yes, Jedi and the Sith are like integral parts of like the whole cycle of um, you know, of the Star Wars story, because everything in Star Wars is about cycles, renewals, births, collapses, rebellion, triumph, and loss, and all that stuff. It's all sick. It's very much in a cycle. I mean, George Lucas said itself that it's a cycle of poetry, right? But you don't necessarily need that all the time, and it's just so good. Oh, Andor is fantastic. Just masterpiece. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. No complaints. Zero notes. No complaints. And what else was I going to say about it? Because, like, I feel like I could add more to this. For me, I think Tony Gilroy could have done more with the series. It shouldn't have just been 2 seasons. It like I wish they it was like three. So like I think three is enough. Two is fine. I'm happy with two. In my opinion, you do need Jedi and Sith to make it Star Wars, but you don't have to make it a focal point. But otherwise, it's kind of a generic sci-fi. Yes and no. Okay, I wanna kind of disagree with you. You don't need you don't need it's not a generic in my case. It's not a generic sci-fi um uh because, right? It's not a generic sci-fi because you have um uh because it's just such a unique and recognizable brand, right? Um, it just is, and oh man, I think it's good. I think it's great. I think Andor is fantastic. Um, because you don't necessarily need lightsabers to sell Star Wars, right? You just don't. And that's honestly that's my opinion. You don't need. I mean, they're definitely integral, but if the story doesn't call for it, don't introduce them. That's my take on it. Because the whole point of Star Wars is that the Jedi and the Jedi are supposed to be, you know, kind of rare. Not while people can be force sensitive, not everybody's a force sensitive, right? To the point where where they become candidates for the Jedi, um, and then doubly so for the Sith. You know, yes, Jedi can be tempted by the dark side, but 9 times out of 10, or in the era of the New Republic, like, or sorry, the Old Republic, I want to say it's like what there were. I think someone said there was like 12,000 Jedi, something like that, versus two Sith. So one out of every 6,000, something like that. I could be wrong. Hold on. Now I'm gonna look it up. Old Republic or Clone Wars. We'll do Clone Wars. Clone Wars Jedi Pop. Around 10,000. So I was wrong. Around 10,000 knights defended the New Republic and the galaxy. So, two Sith for every 10,000 Jedi, that's one out of every 5,000, you know. Now, obviously, if you want to count you know, the Sith Empire versus the New Republic or versus the Old Republic or the High Republic, it's going to skew things a little bit, but still, because the Sith were more popular back then, before Bane's rule of two. But still, that was pretty gnarly. Well, at least at least Warframe is clearly not generic. No, 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 no. I wasn't criticizing you. I was just simply, how do I put this? I was simply stating that I think you can still have a Star Wars without needing to introduce the Jedi or the Sith, because it's so visually like um it's so visually like recognizable. It's not necessarily generic, right? You can have a sci-fi that is kind of modeled after Star Wars, but there's a certain kind of feel about Star Wars that um, even if you have no Jedi or no Sith or whatever the case is, it still feels like Star Wars. And like I said, Andor just scratches that itch that I've been desperate. Um, and that's the other thing that I wish that that's why I wanted another season of Andor, because we see Andor getting caught up into the rebellion and become Luthen Rael's asset, and then we see him being an agent, but we don't necessarily see him learning. You know, that in between gap between season one and season two, we don't see that learning phase. And in season two, they're skipping whole years, or not skipping whole years, but you have 3 episodes and then a year jump, 1 year later, and then you have your 3 episodes and then a year jump and then 1 year later. And I know that's Tony Gilroy's ability to like speed it up to Rogue One, but golly, man, like there's so much you could tell in that in Andor, right? There's so many stories you could tell with Andor because he's part of now the Masasi, or he will form the core of the Masasi resistance elements. Um, but yeah, super good series. Oh, oh man, 3 o'clock or 3 hours already. All right. I don't necessarily want to call it here, but I do have to get ready in the morning for my flight, even though it's in the afternoon. But I also want to say goodbye to the girls and make sure that they get off to school, all that stuff, and I gotta pack. Um, but I don't necessarily want to go without doing more progress. But I don't think painting is it. Or no, I don't. It's not that I don't think painting's it. I just think that I'm not gonna get a whole lot of painting done just because there's more gluing. What do we want to do? Because we got these bodies done, which is fine. You know, that's good. That's good progress. At least getting the olive drab and the black, and then the silver for the Aquillas. I know I could probably do the pouches and the holsters, but is there something else we can do real quick that I think would be slightly more productive and beneficial? I mean, everything's productive, everything's beneficial. Just the question is on my mind. Hmm. Don't think I am going to continue just because I really do want to get some rest. Um, okay. Well, I hate to cut it short, but like I said, I don't want to screw myself because I gotta. The problem is, so like where I live, it's roughly an hour and a half to LA, but that's without traffic. And I will be driving in the afternoon when the traffic is at its worst. So I need to be kind of sharp. Um, not kind of. I need to be sharp. I need my faculties. So I think what I'll do is I'll call it just because I don't want to be unsafe driving. Um, okay. Now that I've managed to you know, kind of state why. Yeah, thank you, Quackamo, for jumping in. Hopefully, we can play more. Right, I can film like when I come back and all that stuff. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope everyone enjoyed this. I hope everyone was happy today and was able to like chill with me for a little bit and all that stuff. Uh, the next stream, if I'm not able to like take some time, the next stream available will be probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the 9th through the 11th. And then, of course, I work week of the 15th and all that stuff. So, with that being said, I hope everyone enjoys themselves. I hope everyone can relax and feel good about themselves. If you like what you see, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Join my Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all Blue Sky, all that stuff. I'm on the accounts. Do my what's it called Instagram as well. Join the Discord, and you'll be part of the community nights and all that stuff. And I really do want to do community nights. I think we're gonna switch gears the next time I show up because we'll definitely be filming a battle report at some point. So we will get a battle report done. But after that, I think we're going to switch gears and move to um, let's see, definitely Monster Hunter because that we haven't played that in a while. Warhammer 3, we'll definitely do that. But then I think we'll switch to like either Space Marine or Dark Tide or hell, maybe even Baldur's Gate. Might even do that because the last of the updates, the major update, just got pushed. Patch. I think it's patch 8 or patch 9. Yeah. Or so yeah, patch 8, the final patch. Photo mode, crossplay, all that stuff. Yeah, I think that's done. And yeah, of course, there's also Sons of the Forest, which I really want to play that too. So anyway, we'll figure that out. But my name is Commissar Hecht. I'll see you guys in the next episode. I hope everyone has enjoyed it. I hope everyone has a good day. And I will see you later. Bye bye.